I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Good practice for us this evening, and good day back. A lot to improve on and a lot to correct from last night, but a lot to build up on. Looking back on it, when you turn the ball over 4 times, it's going to be hard to win football games, and I think it's a great statement about our team that we overcame some penalties. We gave them 17 points off turnovers and still found a way to win the football game. Obviously felt like there were multiple opportunities where we had a chance to really take control of that game. We got an interception. We got the ball 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line going in the first half, and come away from that series, I think, with no points. Had a holding penalty on first down that got us behind the chains. We're driving in a 2-minute situation before the half. We're in plus territory. We get a holding penalty on the perimeter that backs us up. We have an explosive pass late in the second half down there to Jaheim where we got a chance to go up again and came back because of a holding penalty. So, can't win. It's hard to win football games in the SEC when you have 4 turnovers and 10 penalties, but we found a way to do it, and I think that's a heck of a statement about our team and the way that we never flinched and never panicked and just kept playing and found a way to win that football game. At the end of the day, it is a win, whether it's ugly, whether the point differential wasn't what somebody expected it to be. We won the football game, and there's a lot of teams around the country right now that are not feeling good today because they didn't win a football game yesterday. So I'll never apologize for losing. Our kids work way too hard during the week and 365 days a year, and way too much and put too much effort into this with all the things that we ask them to do, to not celebrate every win and enjoy every locker room, which is what we did last night. That was a special locker room after the game and a lot of emotion, and proud of our guys, and we won't underestimate, regardless of what it looked like, we won't underestimate and take for granted what a great night that was. Having said that, it's not okay, some of the self-inflicted things that we had last night, and we know going forward it's going to be hard to have the same feeling after a game if we turn the ball over and have penalties like that. Injury-wise, we were beat up going into the game, and we're more beat up right now for sure. Jamar Brown did not play last night with a shoulder sprain. He's improving. I would say he's questionable for this week. Jalen Dickerson, he's got an ankle sprain. I'd say he's iffy for this week. Just a bunch of ankle sprains, to be honest with you. Eric Douglas has got a little bit of an ankle. I think he'll be fine. Kevin Harris has got a little bit of an ankle. He left the game last night and didn't come back. We think he'll be fine, just beat up a little bit. Dylan Wanham didn't play yesterday because of a back issue. Optimistic that he'll be back. So really, the ones that got hurt last night, nobody's going to be anything long-term. We don't think. Everybody should be okay. We just got a bunch of bumps and bruises, which when you play in the Southeastern Conference and you've played 7 games, that's kind of par for the course. We're no different than any other team in the conference right now. Luke Doty, he re-injured his foot last night. He's got a sprain right now. I'd say he's iffy for this week. Zeb Nolan will be our starting quarterback Saturday in College Station, and we're hopeful that Luke will get back healthy and be able to go this week. So our players of the game offensively were Zeb Nolan and Xavier Leggett, and that's not just because of the game-winning touchdown. That's what they did throughout the game. X came in and played a lot of meaningful snaps and really played well and had some great catches and did a nice job blocking on the perimeter. And then Zeb, obviously the last series, the 2-minute drive, but also what he did throughout the game, the way that he helps Luke during the game, communicating with the coaches on the headphones during the game. He did a great job throughout the game, and then did a great job when he came in. Defensively, our player of the game was Zach Pickens. He had a unbelievably fantastic game. I mean, just unbelievable effort and some great individual plays. The plays he made on the goal line, the 4th down play where Vandy went for it, and the ball got snapped, I guess before they were ready, or a mishandled snap. And then the running back picked it up, and Zach made a great individual effort to keep that guy out of the end zone. And then special teams-wise, Kai Kroger, Debo Williams, and Nick Muse were our players of the game on special teams. And then scout-wise for the offense, Chad Terrell. For the defense, TJ Sanders. And for the special teams, Andrew Colacerdo. So proud of our guys, the way we played, proud of the week we had preparing for this game, proud of our guys coming back from the disappointment in Knoxville last weekend to respond the way we did and face adversity again and be able to finish. It's a lot to build upon, and proud of this team and love coaching them. Glad to answer any questions.
Hey, Shane, it's Dave. I saw your TV show this morning. Marshawn Lloyd was also on the injury list. How's he doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Marshawn, I'd put him in the same boat as our rest of those guys. Just beat up. He's got a little bit of an ankle, but we think he'll be fine tonight. And I should add Zaquandre White to that too. He's got a little bit of an ankle, so not sure what the issue was with some of the ankles yesterday. Don't think anything's long term, but we hope all those guys will be good to go this week. But they're just a little bit beat up right now.
Shane, it's Ben. As far as Zeb's workload the last few weeks with Luke being the starter, what's that kind of look like? And I guess how does that change maybe with him being the starter this week?
Not a ton. He's been getting plenty of reps in practice. We work our first and second group on offense and defense equally. So Zeb got plenty of work in practice and got some work with the ones as well. We're always competing, and Luke was the starting quarterback, but every single week we're competing, and Zeb's been getting work, so his workload won't change much at all. He's been getting plenty of it.
Shane, it's Corey. Now that you've had, I guess we're almost right at the 24-hour mark since Zeb started off the sideline and got into the huddle. Just going back and just reflecting on what you guys did last night, is it still kind of a speechless situation, or do you still kind of find yourself like me and just kind of lost in the stars a little bit?
I think it's I don't know, speechless. I think it I don't know, makes me proud, to be honest with you. That we did a lot of stuff like I talked about last night, penalties. And we talk about the penalties. If we had a bunch of pre-snap penalties, post-snap penalty or post-whistle, meaning after the play penalties, I'd really be upset. And I'm not happy with 10 penalties, don't get me wrong, but we only had 2 pre-snap, and that's too many. One was on offense, a false start, and then we had one on defense for, simulating a cadence, but that's a whole different story. We had 8 during the play, and that's unacceptable. But a lot of that just comes back to technique and cleaning that up and being better from a technique and fundamental standpoint to prevent the penalties. So having said that, you get past the stuff that we did to hurt ourselves. I'm really proud of our guys because we did a lot of really good stuff to win that football game when it didn't always look pretty. And the way the offense supported the defense and the defense supporting the offense. And, I just see a team that never flinched, never panicked, believed the entire time they were going to win that football game. And that's what I saw and makes me proud of. You just saw great belief that we were going to be okay and that we were going to win the football game. And you saw that. And we don't like the way we played to get it back where we, had the game under control and let Vanderbilt come back and give Vanderbilt credit for that. But we won the game when we had to, and we never for a second didn't think we were going to.
Shane, it's Ben again. You mentioned that cadence call. I think that got called maybe a couple of weeks ago, too. Did you get any kind of explanation for what that was or what happened at all?
No, the rule is that, you can't do anything to simulate a snap count, and we got we had it, to our benefit against Georgia early in the game. Their linebacker was very vocal and, made an act that the officials determined was illegal and was trying to get us to simulate a snap, and they called it on Georgia. to me, there's a difference, in my opinion, between what Georgia got called on when it was a linebacker at the line of scrimmage, barking signals and whatnot, and what we got called on last night, which was Jalen Foster, 10 to 12 yards off the ball, clapped his hands to try and alert the defense that we were changing the call because of the formation that Vanderbilt came out in. So, the rule is you can't do anything to simulate a snap. That's what we got called on. That's the rule. I haven't gotten any kind of clarification on specifically in our situation, but I do believe there's a difference in them. And what Jalen was doing was, if we were trying to draw them off sides and trying to clap to get them to jump, we wouldn't be doing it with our safety 12 yards off the ball, I can assure you that.
Hey, Shane, it's Ben Briner. I wanted to ask, on that fourth down call you guys had, when you kind of looked back at the film, was that where you wanted the ball to go and they just kind of made a play, or when you kind of looked at it again, was there maybe a different read that you were looking for? What kind of happened there?
No, their guy made a nice play, concept that we've run before, and they covered it well, and it was a little quick game throw where you'd like to get X the ball, and he either gets the first down or he catches the ball for a first down or is able to make somebody miss. Their guy made a nice play and made the tackle. So, if you go back, you maybe call something different right there, but it's a concept that gives the quarterback different options, and we just didn't execute on that one.
Hey Shane, this is John. I'm wondering is your frustration level growing a little bit at the inability to really put some points up on the board?
Nope. Like I said, if we don't, it happened, so I'm not sitting here saying, well, if this hadn't happened, this hadn't happened, this hadn't happened, but I also look at the explosives we created last night, man. We had 10 explosive plays last night. That's 12. That's runs over 12 yards or passes over 18. We had 10 of them. We improved our, run yard, our average run per carry. We hit a big play down the sideline to Jaheim, or down the middle to Jaheim that got called back because of a holding penalty. We started 2 drives in the first half on the 1 yard line coming out. That's tough, and it wasn't always pretty, but it wasn't like we were just not moving the ball consistently last night. We did a lot of good things. We had 10 explosive plays, and we've got to be able to continue to score points. I'm not saying that 21 points is enough. It's not. You're not going to win a lot of football games just scoring 21 points, but we've got to be able to score points more consistently, and I wouldn't say frustration. We all want to score more, but I see a lot of the good stuff we're doing too.
Shane, Dave again.
Vanderbilt and Georgia are two completely different defenses. Do you go into a game with a set number, or feeling like you're going to be able to do something different offensively against a team that isn't as good defensively as maybe some of the others that you're facing, or do those goals and expectations kind of stay the same throughout?
No, they stay the same. Each week's different, and each scheme that you play is different, and we expect to be successful every time we go out and start play the game, whether it's Georgia or whether it's Vanderbilt. And I know you guys think when I come in that press conference on Tuesday that I'm just making crap up and BSing you by saying, well, this team is physical and has some size and has some length. They do, and they're well coached. The head coach was the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame and got the head coaching job at Vanderbilt because of what a good job he does coaching defense. And they did some nice stuff yesterday, offense, defense, and special teams. And it's a team that, I'm sure all you guys watched the Florida-Vanderbilt game closely, but, on that one, I know Florida won convincingly late, but I think midway through the second quarter it's 14-0, and Vanderbilt's driving for a touchdown to cut it to 14-7, and they throw an interception on the 30-yard line going in. And then right before the half, Vanderbilt had a first and goal on the 1 yard line. It was either 14-0 or 21-0 at that point, and they got stuffed on the goal line for 4 plays. So it was a team that had our respect coming into it that continues to get better. But no, to answer your question, each week our expectations are the same, to go out there and score points and do what it takes to win the football game.
Shane, Dave again. Not trying to insult your intelligence on this next question, but I do want to know, the game against Texas A&M, were you aware that it's a trophy game, that you guys can win a trophy if you win this one?
I was. The Bonham Trophy, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right, James Bonham.
Yes, I was not until the greatest and the greatest of all time, Steve Fink, mentioned that to me before I got on this call. So I'll be honest with you, I did not, David. I'll do now.
Now that you know that, does it change it? Yeah. Change
no, it doesn't. We certainly want to win this trophy and get it back, or get it to Columbia, South Carolina. But no, Texas A&M had my full attention beforehand. We got a lot to improve on. They're obviously playing really, really well. But anytime you're playing for a trophy, it certainly makes the game even more exciting. And we need to go have a great preparation this week to go play well out in College Station.
Hey, Shane, it's Corey. I'm sorry. Xavier mentioned last night, not in full specifics about his motorcycle accident a few weeks ago. Can you just kind of share some specifics just in terms of, I noticed his left leg was kind of wrapped, and he did mention open wounds as well. I mean, was it like, is he got stitches? Like, what's his situation with the injuries that he's sustained from that, and how impressive is it that he's been able to kind of come back and obviously made a big time play for you guys?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I kid him, he looks like a mummy out there sometimes because he's got bandages on his legs and all that as well. But it's impressive. I don't know a lot of the specifics, I'll be honest with you. I know he had an accident. There were a lot of scrapes and cuts because of it. It wasn't anything where he was, away from here for a long time and not physically in the building. He was, back, I think, the next day or whatnot. And the biggest thing was just some of the cuts and scrapes and wounds that had to clean up, or they had to clean up. But I don't know many more specifics than that. But it wasn't like it was anything that was, life-threatening or medically had us really, really concerned. It was mainly just the pain and the discomfort of having some cuts and him being able to execute it. So that was it. But thank you, guys. See you Tuesday.